Hello and welcome to the Miele Designer Series. I'm Sarah Murray, the Managing Editor of Fashion Quarterly, and today we're talking to Lavinia from Layplan about how to increase the longevity of your clothes and also looking at her new collection. Thank you for coming, Lavinia.
Thanks, Sarah.
So Layplan started in around 2019 with a friend of yours, Talia Salor. Can you please tell me sort of a bit about that, how you guys started and what you guys are doing now?
Yeah, so officially we started in 2019, and by official I mean got registered.
Yes.
But before that we originally started with an Instagram page around 2013, and so that's kind of, I would say, the beginning era of Instagram and like businesses popping up. And so we didn't treat it as a business, we treated it as kind of like a documentary style like workbook almost, where we documented what we were making for ourselves, our outfits for the day, and then we just found that the people kind of flocked towards it and wanted to buy what we were making ourselves, which was quite nice.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I feel like that's sort of like that instant gratification they talk about, that you guys sort of got the best repercussions of that because people were actually purchasing from you.
Yes, and because both Charlie and I were full-time students at that point too. We were baby designers.
Yes.
So it was quite nice getting the validation of like, yeah, you're good at what you're doing, like
keep going. Yeah. And so how do you guys sort of choose the fabrics? Because I know you use a lot of dead stock fabric.
Yeah, dead stock is quite important to us. Both Charlie and I come from Pacifica backgrounds, and so we were always taught, like from our parents, to use what's already out there, and pairing that with what we were learning at university. Like Massey was quite big on sustainability and how you can be more conscious about your fashion brand if you decide to do a fashion brand, and one of those things was using dead stock. And for those of you who don't know what dead stock is, it's basically just like the end of rolls of what designers don't use anymore and what manufacturers kind of just discard. Yeah. And so we come from their end point, and that's our starting point.
Which is quite lovely because it's almost like that full circle, isn't it?
Yeah. So we design with that in mind.
Yes.
That I wouldn't say sustainable, conscious. Yeah. So we start consciously.
Great. And what about the sort of fabrics you choose? Because I know you use a lot of linens and wools. Yeah,
so that's actually quite a new thing. So with dead stock, you kind of don't really have the luxury to choose. You just use what's there. But now that we're in a point in our business, in our career, where we want to choose fabrics that are quite luxurious, we are a little bit more picky, and so we take the linens that we can get, the silks that we can get, and the cottons and wool. So those are the four fabric types that we constantly use throughout our collections. Yeah.
And how do you sort of look after them or care for them? Because I know obviously wool's notoriously difficult to wash.
Yes, it's so difficult. The easiest way that you can look after your garments is just following what's on the label. Like it's so simple but so efficient, as well as just it kind of, you don't have to think about it, you just like read. But another thing I love about the Miele is that they also can act as a tool to kind of take the guesswork out of it. So
absolutely.
They have a wool cycle. You just pop your garment in there, put it on wool, and then it does the thinking for you.
And you're good to go.
Yeah.
So Layplan's also quite big on increasing the longevity of a garment and keeping it sort of going for longer. So if you buy something, you're not going to discard it. You're going to keep it for longer. But how do people sort of care for their clothing to ensure that they can, keep their garments sticking around for longer?
Yeah, so that's quite important for us with the inception of us designing something. So we do design with longevity in mind. And so it kind of does start from the beginning point of your purchase. Like buy something that you know that you're going to wear over and over again, but also keep for a long time. So start with that. And then once you take your garment home, washing less is actually a lot better for your garment, as well as spot cleaning on the go. So if you get if you get like a random stain, I get coffee on my clothes all the time.
Dirty kids' hands.
Dirty hands, grubby hands, yes. The best way to kind of make sure that you keep your clothes nice is to work on the stain straight away.
Yep.
So drop whatever you're doing and just try to get rid of the stain first and then give it a quick wash.
Yeah. And so what is the best way to spot clean? Do you have a recipe for us all?
I really love baking soda just because I have baking soda on me all the time.
Yeah.
Baby powder is really good for oils, so you just pop baby powder on there and it soaks out the oils and then you put it in the wash.
Yeah.
Miele also has like a really good stain remover detergent.
Yes.
So,
the twin dose?
The twin dose, yes. So these 2 phases, phase 1, phase 2. So phase 1 works on cleaning the actual stain, and then phase 2, I think it's the bleaching element. So it kind of puts in the right amount of bleach for what you have loaded in the washing machine, and it kind of just does the work for you.
Yeah, it's definitely got some innovative thinking, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is. Miele is quite revolutionary for their laundry care.
Yeah. And so what about household chores? Because, you know, we all have that washing pile piling up every single day.
It's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. It never ends. How do you sort of combat that within your household?
That's quite difficult. If you asked me a year ago, before I had my child, that's a completely different story. But since being a mum, that's changed for me drastically.
Yeah.
I can either do washing every single day, or I can save it all for one day and then kind of tackle it like within 3 hours in that one day.
Yeah.
So I've chose the second option. That's how I work these days. So the best way that I've found works for me and my family is that if there's something that needs to be cleaned straight away, like grubby hand marks or food marks, I will quickly remove the stain and then just leave it in a pile for a week until, for a week until I can dedicate one day to do a bulk laundry.
Yeah.
Laundry day.
So is washing day sort of like a Saturday or Sunday then? Or?
Mine is on a Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
Probably better midweek.
Yes, Saturdays are always the days where my child goes through everything.
Yeah, 5 sets a day. 5 sets of clothes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So with clothing, I think we all know a lot of garments have that dry clean only label on it.
Yes.
Do we really need to ensure we dry clean only? Because I, for one, often quite like to just not do that, never have the time.
No one has time to dry clean.
And
or
it's
even
expensive.
or even the funds to dry clean. A lot of designers do put in dry clean only to protect themselves as well as the actual garment. And so the last thing they want is for you to put their delicately made garment in the wash and then it comes out, bleached and whatever.
Yes.
So the easiest way that you can mitigate that is to find out what the garment is made of and then either Google like how you wash, for example, like a wool, and you always put it into like a delicate cycle. Miele is really good. They have a really impressive silk and delicate cycle.
I love that silk cycle.
It's so good. Yeah, you can just pop it in there and you don't have to worry about how it's going to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's sort of the same with, we talked about like not sort of overwashing your clothes. What about their refresh program that they have with their dryer? Have you used that much?
I haven't used it, but I have seen it being used, and it's such a refreshing thing to see. Like for example, this shirt. If I would never put this shirt into a washing machine because I want it to keep its structure. Like this shirt is about its structure.
Yes.
I know that I can put this shirt in the refresh and it'll come out looking exactly like what it looks like now. Like it doesn't damage the structure of the garment. Yes. And I think that's quite impressive. Yeah. Yeah.
And it also has that beautiful scent that goes into that refresh.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. It has the beautiful scent. Always want to smell nice.
So can you tell me a bit about your collection?
Yeah. So we at Layplan have one running collection a year outside of like our holiday collection, which is just for the beach and all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
So our one main collection, we run that throughout the year, and that consists of our favourite styles, cuts, silhouettes, and our point of difference is within that one collection we offer colourways. So like during our winter autumn season, we offered like an all black collection. And then during the lighter season, so spring, summer, we offered like a more colourful palette.
Yes, like this beautiful range behind us.
This range here. And we're quite picky with the fabrics that we use. And so we make sure that the fabrics that we use can kind of last throughout all the seasons and throughout the year.
Yeah, because that's like a, what sort of knit is that one there?
This one here, this is our aria dress, and it's a merino knit.
Yeah, but it's sort of like, you can wear that in spring.
You can wear it in spring.
It's not too...
It's light enough to wear in spring, but it's also warm enough to wear in autumn.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm also obsessed with these colours. Like I love this green.
Thank you. Green is my favourite colour.
Green's my favourite also. Okay, amazing. Well, thank you so much for speaking with us today, Lavinia.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you to everyone who tuned in. You can read more about Lavinia and the Miele Designer series in the recent issue of Fashion Quarterly, which is on sale now.